I want to talk about how important it is to expose ourselves to our triggers because that's the only way to change. I have this habit of daydreaming whenever I listen to music, and that's a coping mechanism that I've had for years because most of the time I'm dealing with some shit in my reality that I want to so badly avoid or resist. So far, it's worked for me, but obviously, it has no long term effects because when I'm done daydreaming, the problem is still there. I still have to deal with it one way or another. Over the last 1 year, I've kind of taught myself that it's best to just deal with whatever it is head on rather than delaying it and procrastinating on it because it doesn't really matter. It is going to be there and I will have to deal with it. That's the bottom line. I can keep on repeating the statement, but nothing's going to change because that's just how it is. What you resist persists. What you accept eventually fades or just gets better because now you have just accepted it. Today I was listening to music on my walk and I caught myself daydreaming again because it's just so automatic, right? I've been doing it for years and it's not even about time, it's about the repetition. And I caught myself almost every single time I started daydreaming, and I felt so accomplished because it just made me realize that it was never about capability or ability, it was always about willingness. And now I'm actually willing to be present and not daydream, to essentially not avoid my problems anymore and face them head on, no matter how difficult they are. Because just how daydreaming came into existence, my solution will also come into existence the more I repeat it. But the more I avoid the problem and the more I resort to coping mechanisms, which, by the way, I have many coping mechanisms for every single area of my life, it'll only harm me. It has been nothing but damaging. And I'm not saying that I'm completely opposed to daydreaming or visualization, but I want to use it constructively. I don't want to use it in a way that I know that, oh, I should be doing something, but I'm very much avoiding it because it's just too painful. Of course, it is painful. I'm not used to it yet. But if I don't do it at all, I will never get used to it and it'll always be painful. That's ironically the painful truth about life. See what I did there? The more you do something, the more tolerant you become to it. It no longer feels difficult or impossible because now you're used to it. Your perception of it has changed because the situation did not change, you did. You did it so many times that it changed you. The action changed you. The action changed who you are. But the more you avoid it, the same thing is happening just in a different direction. You're becoming so damn intolerant to it that now not only does it feel impossible, you're also dead afraid of it. You're dead afraid to even take the first step because you've just avoided it for such a long time, so many times, that it feels impossible for you to even begin. Do not put yourself in that position. And if you do, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to go the opposite way. That's all you have to do. Because a year ago, I realized that I did not want to live this way. I did not want to escape and keep escaping and keep running away from my problems. Because at the end of the day, as I've mentioned, I think 4 times already, the problems are going to be there no matter what, and I will have to deal with them. But even before, ironically, I realized that every single time I deal with the problem, not only does it feel better, but I also realized that the exaggeration that I had of the problem in my head was not real at all. It was just me listening to my thoughts, and that was just fear taking over. Had I just taken the step long back, I could be feeling even more relaxed. But you know what? It's okay. It's not a competition of emotions. I'm completely okay with that. The point is, sometimes taking action as soon as possible and taking multiple micro risks only helps you. It aids you to become the person that you want to be rather than just wondering and waiting for the problem to go away because it never goes away. It never goes away. Accept that yes, life is this way and it is what it is, but I'm doing my best to come up with a solution, and that's that. I don't have to cry about it, and even if I do, that's not an issue because, truth be told, I was crying 30 minutes ago and I was like bawling my eyes out because I found myself in a predicament that I thought there was no way out of, and I realized that I just needed to feel those emotions. That was just a way for me to flush out all the toxins from my body, and I just felt a lot better. And now I'm looking for solutions to that problem, which there are so many of them. I just had to be compassionate, forgiving, and soft with myself, which is exactly what I'm being right now. Because if not me, then who else? So expose yourself to triggers because it's not the thing That is the problem. It's your perception, it's how you act in relation to the thing. If you're afraid of something, face it, run towards it. That's how you become tolerant to it. And as I mentioned in my last video, success is not an act but a habit. Don't do it just once. Do it again and again and again until it sticks, until you feel that yes. Because it will happen so naturally that you wouldn't even realize that something changed. Because all this time you did. And that's the whole point.